Hi, welcome back to another episode of Aviation Champions. I'm your host, Miranda Gahn, co-founder of Lexero Aviation Law Firm. This morning we have a special guest, Cooper Payette. She is the Chief Operating Officer of PacTex Aviation. She's also a pilot and aviator. Welcome, Cooper.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what you do for PacTex and a little bit about your background.
Okay, so many years ago, I had been working corporate America and I took a little bit of a break. I became a pilot, and that was my main focus for the past 12 years. One day, a gentleman contacted me and said, "Hey, have you ever thought about being a broker?" And I honestly hadn't, but I considered it because all I talk about are airplanes. And I thought, well, what a great way to learn more about aircraft. Because I would go to air shows and I'd be asking my friends, okay, what kind of aircraft is that? And I would be talking to my mechanic friends. So this was an opportunity for me to learn more about aviation and aircraft, and more than being more than becoming more than being a pilot, but also knowing about the industry and what the other opportunities and avenues for people to get into aviation. So I said yes, and about 4 months later, I actually became a manager of became I was actually a manager of many different areas, but I started out in marketing and then I became the social media manager. And I kept advancing. I worked uh, I worked a lot of hours, but it was because I was passionate and I loved it. And so, in about, I would say, 7 months, I became the chief operating officer and I run the day-to-day operations of PacTex Aviation.
Well, that's really impressive. So, you were working in corporate America and decided you wanted to pursue your dream of aviation. What inspired you to leave security, your job in corporate America, and pursue something that's a little bit unusual?
Well, as many other people, I had always wanted to become a pilot. Um, Growing up, I had really been told that it really wasn't an industry for a woman. I didn't see a lot of other women, so I didn't have anyone to go to discuss my opportunities in aviation or becoming a pilot. I didn't know anyone in aviation, and so I really didn't have anyone to talk to about it. But finally, one day, I just decided I've waited long enough. I just felt like this was my time to, if I'm going to do it, I better do it now. And so when I went to get my pilot certificate, it was kind of difficult because I had a lot of, not to speak negatively about the industry or the people in it, because I love the community, but I still was getting, "Oh, you have a family or you're a woman. Women never finish." I got that a lot, actually,
Really? That's interesting.
which
Okay.
made me study how many student pilots were women and how many of them actually finished. And I loved the statistics on it, but I just kept being told, "Oh, that's great that you want to be a pilot. That's so cute. I hope you finish someday." And I decided, you know what, I'm going to prove them wrong. And I went to go look for an accelerated program, which I don't know many people know about, and that is something that they can do, especially if it's something, a program that you need to get done through quickly.
Uh-huh.
So I looked for an accelerated program and I finished in about 3.5 weeks. I did have to wait about 12 days for the check ride, but uh, I finished very quickly. And one of the things that my previous instructors, I went through 8 instructors through my
Wow.
journey.
Okay.
And when my previous instructors saw me and they were like, "Oh, where are you in your training? Have you even soloed?" And I said, "I'm a pilot already."
Oh, wow. Very impressive. Well, I appreciate you sharing that story with us. I imagine it's not too dissimilar to some other experiences other women in the field have experienced as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about PacTex and what PacTex Aviation does?
So, PacTex is a sales and acquisitions company where we help pilots um, with their buying and selling. But here at PacTex, we're a little bit different. And this is what makes us different. We don't look at it as a transactional um, we're not a transactional company. We really look at the people because everyone at PacTex Aviation, we're all pilots and we understand what pilots are looking for. We understand what they're going through. We understand the dream and the missions that they may have. And so, what we really refer to our company is more of a consulting because we are helping you on your journey and getting your dream to come true and making sure that there aren't any snags on the way, any legal issues,
Sure.
agreements and negotiations require a lot of attention that pilots may not really be interested in doing. So that we help those pilots get their mission, do it quickly, do it seamlessly, and with peace of mind.
Well, that's a great service, and I bet it's really appreciated, especially for those when, it's no small investment when people are looking at the buying and purchasing as aircraft. So that sounds great. Um, I want to get to something else that's kind of unique and special. So, based on your story and your pursuit of aviation, I also understand you're working on a special project to help elevate women in aviation. Why don't you tell us about it?
So during COVID, I had applied for scholarships. I think it was over 285 scholarships during those months that we were in quarantine. And what I found is that the system was pretty outdated, and I wanted to modernize and make it easier for women to pursue their dreams by making the application process easier. And so, because of all the technology that came out of COVID, with Zoom and more social media attention, that I gave these women an opportunity to really show who they are. Because you can't, not all of us are good writers, and not all of us can show our personality and our passion on paper. So I really wanted to give these women opportunity to show me on camera, show the world on social media, and I also include a personal interview during the process so that
Okay.
so the judges get to know who these girls are and really hear it. And we watch them, we talk to them. And that's something that, the old process just doesn't allow. Excuse me, the old processes don't allow. It's paper, and then it's handed paper, and for me, I'm not that good of a writer. I feel like that I'm much more business-like on paper, so it doesn't come across as very passionate, it
Sure.
seems. And so, I started Hangar 22 scholarship program, and the reason it's called Hangar 22 is I officially started in 22. And then what do we do as pilots? We love to go do hangar talk. We love to talk about aviation. And so I thought that was an appropriate, and we build community during hangar talk. So I thought that was an appropriate name for the scholarship program.
Yeah.
And I do have one scholarship that's open, but the rest of the scholarships are for advancing women in aviation. There are many scholarships for younger, college age and high school. So mine are more focused on the working woman, the moms, the people who had to wait later in life to begin their dreams.
Well, that's wonderful. So, Cooper, where can people find you if they want to know more about your scholarship and opportunities? And then, of course, to work with you at PacTex Aviation.
Great. So, okay, for the scholarship program, you can either go to at Cooper the Pilot or hangar22.official on Instagram. And for PacTex, we love to hear from pilots. So, and we need more people in involved in our company who love working with other pilots in the aviation industry. So you can reach us at pactexaviation.com. And if you want to get to know me better, it's pactexaviation.com/Cooper.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Cooper. Very impressive work that you're doing. Really impressive background. We really look forward to staying in touch and we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you.